got out, until I experienced it. And I was like, oh, that's what they mean. Oh, I get it. One human being relating to another. He's been doing this. Benny? Yeah, but he's going to start barking and stuff, and I don't want him to. Hello! Welcome to my tube. My name is Marge. I'm a Heyoka. Hey, Heyoka, hey! Hey, Heyoka, hey! I just like having these little talks, these little monologues on the way I feel about things, and I'm a esoteric data collector. I spend a lot of time not trying to determine how things are going to go down, because that's ooga booga. I don't want to know the outcomes of situations, but I do want to be prepared, I do like to be prepared. So it's been a pretty eventful day. What? He's right there by the door, Mom. On the other side of you. I did not sleep last night. If I look like an ass sandwich, please excuse me. An ass sandwich? It's a funny way of saying if I look like shit. Ass sandwich. Was that a DP? I think that was a Dwayne Pageism. I see. I keep what I can use and leave the rest. And that one I always thought was funny from the very first time I heard it. So, anyway, Luna had a dental on the 11th, which I think was the new moon. See all this portal and all this not portal, but all this astronomy stuff. It's like, I'm not gonna let it rule me, kind of thing. But I do pay attention. Like, there's days that you don't have surgery, so if you get a day, like that in your chart, don't have surgery. If there's alignments that don't do it, because the potential for things will probably turn out a-okay. But what it is the potential of something that could go wrong. And why would you want to freaking fuck with your life like that? Well, people don't really care about their lives much more anyway, do they? Not much. Anyway, so I'm getting off track because I'm tired. I did not sleep last night. I didn't sleep at all. Like, I don't think I even fell asleep. So, but I'm oddly serene. And I'm not stupid, like, oblivious, tired, bumping in, like the little toddler bumping into shit, So, Luna had a dental on the 11th. And they gave her these antibiotics and this medicine for her arthritis, but I think it bothers her more in the cold months. So they gave her 150 milligram capsules of clindamycin, an antibiotic, and then so a few days ago, like, she would like burp and vomit up, just blip, kind of burp, and food would come up. And I'd be like, well, maybe she ate too fast, but I'm going to keep an eye on her because I'm hyper vigilant that way. And then so Tuesday, it was like she had gotten sick. So that's when I started keeping potty pads around me, right? Kind of thing, just to have them close in case she was gonna get sick. So, but she was acting okay and she was eating fine. So by Wednesday, I'm like, I'm not giving her this. I think it's this, and I'm not giving this to her anymore. So I'm gonna not give it to her anymore and see how she does. And that was Wednesday, and I think she had gotten sick again, or no, maybe it was yesterday. It was yesterday about 11 o'clock. She ate her food. She was still interested in food, and then she got sick. Like, really, like, shit, that's a lot of water, and like, that's a lot for her, because as long as I've had her, she's never been sick like that. Happy weekend, Nate. They're all weekends to me. My weekend's been going on about 4 years now. So I'm like, all right, I gotta call the vet tomorrow in the morning. It's pertinent that I call the vet in the morning. So, because there's nothing I can do for like middle of the night stuff. I'm in freaking, population 7,000 plus 15,000 in the, not, there ain't no emergency care for your dog here. So, she threw up all night long. And so I was like, staying up waiting for her to do it. And then I'd start to doze and then she'd do it. And then I'd be up with her and then have to, I'd have the potty pad handy one time. So and it's just like having kids when they get sick in the middle of the night. It's no different. The stress. Because I remember being a kid. I used to get earaches, really bad earaches, because I'm so sensitive to energy and frequency. And so when we lived in a toxic environment, so it freaking fucked with my attunement. And I had earaches a lot. Oh, I don't want to get too far off this subject. So, anyway, I sent him a text message this morning at like 6 a.m. because I didn't know what, and then I looked up the hours. I'm like, man, they don't come in until 8, because it's just, the veterinarian, he walks over, he lives in the 75 yards, and he walks one of them, there's 2 of them. Anyway, so, about 7:45, or 7 I called it, and they still weren't there, so I'm like, all right, maybe someone will be there by like 11:45, at least get there early enough to make coffee, right? And Jessica answered, and I explained the situation, and she's like, all right, well, we're pretty booked up today. All of our appointments are full, and then we have our emergency slots, and those are full too. But if there's a cancellation, you will be the first on our list. And I was like, all right. And then I prayed, God, please, please, and then I got a phone call about 9 o'clock, and they 9. So I didn't even have to wait long, but she was still progressing, because this morning she didn't want breakfast, and she was shaking, and it's just hard to watch. And so they got us in 11:30. I took them, and they gave her. I was hoping they'd give her a shot and something to help with the nausea, and they did. They did. So she's in the kid is the first time I talked to the kid that I didn't get his name. I should have got his name. I think he said it, but I get all focused, hyper-focused on stuff, and then minor details like names don't make the cut. So she, he was real, and he was very courteous and very thorough, just a kind young man. And they took her in about a half hour, and they gave her a shot, and got a little fecal sample, and it determined it was the antibiotics. And I was just like, and there were nights that I forgot to give it to her, because you're supposed to give it 12 hours apart, or 10 hours, in the morning and evening, and I didn't want to give it to her so close at dinner, so short story long, she's going to be okay. And she did have dinner. As soon as we got home, I gave her a piece of that anti-nausea medicine, and she threw it up. But she just drinking a bunch of water from not drinking any water, probably since this morning at 1 a.m. she drank some. And then that was the last time. But she's back in the room in her comfy spot. But she was begging. Hey, Jessica. She was begging today, and that she was ready for dinner. So I got to, they gave me probiotics to sprinkle on her food. And then hopefully she'll keep this down, and then she won't need her nausea medicine. Yeah, so it's been And then I came home and I listened to a couple of astrology talks, and I'm like, holy shit. Things are fucking gonna, like, dude, I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be something freaking big. Big. And it's not gonna be from any agenda or anything. It's gonna be God putting the smack down. Because he's like, hey, there are more people keep just making up money, making up stuff, making up la 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 la, making up make believe world, right? Make believe world. But freaking God's like, you ain't doing it right. So there's gonna be a big, what was it, Orsha? He does a lot of the Bitcoin stuff on his Patreon, but I like his regular like 20-minute talks that he does. But he's like, and he's not, I think it was Rick Levine. So it's like people that I'm like, man, they know what they're talking about. I think it's 2023. They're already talking about something big happened where like a lot of people die. Like a lot of people die. So people better start hurrying up and getting busy living now. Because we could thwart these timelines. We can change things. Outcomes, we can. By just freaking putting this planet in a trajectory of a frequency in which it was supposed to go. Like, I think about what this nation would have been if those freaking creepy, crawly, freaking blue-blooded freaking control freaks did not come over here. That whole vibration of it did not come over here and slaughter my ancestors by the millions. If they would have came over here and cooperated with the people native to this land, what? There would be fruit trees and vegetables everywhere. There wouldn't be offices with fucking fat guys going out to inspect if that's okay or not. But if you don't like the freaking farmer's attitude, it's not going to be okay. Or if you're doing the farmer's daughter, they get extra prices and all this weird shit. See, all that stuff. All of it. I have a feeling he's gonna freaking shake up this erector set. It's already happening. Freaking volcanoes. The whole... See, I've been talking about it for a couple years. I haven't mentioned it in a while, but this earth is gonna grow. Because, like us, everything grows from the inside out. So what do you got inside that is coming out? Some days I can be an angry, moody bitch. Some days, when I'm in fear, there's certain things I need to address. Marge, are you hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? Oftentimes I'm tired. I don't get a lot of sleep, but during the day, because I know I can hear mom's disc, I go lay down and freaking meditate, reach Zen, blissness, and if I can go out in the world, because see, people are fearful, and when people get fearful, they do weird, crazy shit, or as you can tell, the list goes on, but I've had a lot of life experiences, so being around live, active shootings, I know how to respond now. I don't even understand, like, people that freak out in emergencies and stuff. I'm like, what the? People that like go into shock and they're just like, that you gotta just get them out of that vibration. I would not smack somebody to get that. But I don't know. But I've been in a lot of emergency situations, a lot. And you know what? I've come up on a lot of accidents. And you know what? I don't need to get paid for it. I know a lot of first aid. I've disassociated a handful of times, so I just freaking, go into freaking Doogie Howser heart space, handle things. See, because mom couldn't ever handle blood and gore and stuff, and I was a very clumsy child and got hurt a lot. And then I was a freaking stunt kid too. I was one of the kids that we would go out on our bike because there's dirt roads everywhere and stuff still. Northern California, ridden. And there's still, so you go out and freaking ride your bike, and freaking lay it down and see how far you can make the skid mark go. Well, if you don't do it right, you could end up with rocks in your knees. At almost 50 years old still. But they're my little trophies of stupid shit I did and learned. But hey, I'm Aries. I'm competitive. You know, we're always outside doing stuff. Always playing games outside, playing catch. It's just, you know, playing cartoon tag. That one was just fun. You have to sit around and pick teams. Engine number 9. Going down Chicago line. Anyway. Humanity's coming back. I think humanity's going to make a comeback. I think people are going to get their switch. I called this talk tonight, don't let them ruin it. Because I could start getting resentful. Because I'm like, man, I used to like Lady Gaga, you know? Like, I went to her concert. And to find out, you know, who and what she really represents. But I'm not going to let that ruin, you know, the times that I had when I listened to her music. And the way I look at it now is, I don't like her anymore. You know, but I appreciate, it was a good time to see her in Tacoma and stuff. And that was before I knew. It's not like I knew. It's not like I knew. That soonly came out to be revealed later. And I was like, oh, so do I spend any energy or effort into, you know, that anymore? I was telling Mom earlier, I was like, I think that's what they like to do, Ma. It's like whatever energy you're putting into the false for profits, these false idols, these entities and beings on this planet that are not for God and they're all for the glory. Now they're setting off rockets to space from New Mexico. All you gotta do is have a really big bank account. It don't matter what you fucking do in this. You can do whatever you want. And that's bullshit, man. Because people don't regulate themselves. Stop littering the frickin'... We're not the only ones here. You're trashing, you know. Bad juju. Bad juju. Anyway. So, but I didn't know then. And I have my course of discovery too. And once I find out what people are really about, if it ain't congruent with me and my personal constitution, and I ain't all picky and stuff too, because I hang out with fucking scoundrels. People that recognize, because there's good people. I don't know what they're, good people have really screwed me over in life. I've been less screwed over by scoundrels. Yeah. So, anyway. It don't matter how much money's in your bank. It don't matter, humanity is how decent you are to other human beings. And for a lot of years, I was so fearful and I was so angry because of things I could not change. I put myself in an isolation booth. And then God said, you want to see isolation? I'll show you isolation. And then he did. And then so he and I got to be cool. And me and God, I freaking cuss him out. Like, what the fuck, God? Seriously? What kind of dick mood is this shit, God? Seriously? What the fuck? What am I supposed to do with this? Like, we have it out. It's not always just, But with my new blanket, I was telling my friend Jeannie today, my new blanket that Jesse made me, I put that on. I gotta get it, Mom. See the heart space. It's the heart space and that stuff. I put this on. It feels like a hug. I feel like I'm getting a hug. And I feel like I'm getting a hug from every single person that touched it. That put a stitch on it. Because people made they make the patches and then and then they put it together. And so I feel that the good in the heart space of the love and intention, because it's not just for me, it's for everyone that they do. And that is a common thread, And it's going to be so beautiful to see people coming in. I've heard Allison Coe and different hypnotherapists have sessions where they talk about it, where you walk into rooms. I mean, sometimes I picture it, I'm like having a party with like Key Jin, because I can throw a party. Ask my ex Shannon. I threw a pretty freaking cool party for her graduation when she got her master's degree. Yeah, it was pretty cool. But I can throw a pretty good. I'm April 9th, man. Like Hugh Hefner, we can throw a party. I'm just way less pervy than him. Anyway, so Key Jin, Jesse, Jessica, just like all these, and just people that I've always known, you know, or and then coming into rooms with people that like your same freak tribe, you know, your soul family, you know, that recognition, I that's what it's like. I forget to act as if. I do. I forget to act as if. Like, I forget to act as if I've already met them, I already know them. We just haven't connected in this incarnate yet, you know? So, but if I act and stay in that vibration, but sometimes I do get lonely. A lot of people do, but I've been talking to people around me locally, and with the farmers market, man, that's a good deal. I'm excited. I'm excited for the prospect. I got some ideas of how I'd like to see that go down. I want to go take pictures of their build if they let me, and then I'll give them my camera card. You know, because they're building it out, and I just put some of this on Mom's feet earlier. It's cedar lotion, and it's Bison Star Naturals, and they all make it. They were out harvesting on their Instacrat page today. They were picking roses for a couple of their product lines. So that's just stuff I can really freaking believe in, you know. Hi, Stanley. Stanley's checking out the new air conditioner. It's the new air conditioner. You put water in it, like the bottom, like to there is like the water tank. It's like an indoor swamp cooler. It's pretty cool. Stanley's like, a little privacy, please. His litter box has to go behind the couch because it's the only place I can put it to keep this little freaking DOGs out of it. I love them, but freaking animals, they're just gross. They're freaking just gross. Anyway, they're worth it. They're worth every little freaking part of it. So, it's a great place to network because I guess this place there's a lot of different kind of varieties of people here. I have an idea to do something, and then maybe I probably shouldn't. Nope, that one's not going on the tubes. See, I don't put everything out there. I have discernment too. You know what, Jessica? It does smell good. The cedar lotion. Oh, I got some on my nose. It smells like cedar wood. It's amazing. And then I'll just freaking plug them all. And they have it online too. I think this one's $8, and then the big one. Anyway, and then this is hydro. So this is unscented. So this is cool for people that don't like the scents. Because I'm pretty picky about smells and whatnot. Oh, I did learn something when I was waiting for Luna. I went and got gas, and I came back, and there was a guy there with his son in their chocolate lab. And before they got there, I got out of the van, and there's a big lilac bush in the front yard of the veterinarian building. And I walked up to it, and I stuck my face in it and just went... Oh, it smelled so good. And you know what? The guy... No, is it that gray cat? Is it that gray one? It ain't all love and light, kids. I hate that cat. Okay, so this is no smell. Lavender. Oh, but the guy, okay, it was a man and his son. I'm starting to have a hard time with people's ages. I don't know, maybe he's mid-20s. Maybe 30, 28, I don't know. Out of college, like, established, I think. Anyway, he had a cutest little chocolate lab. I should have got a freaking picture. Cute. She had the cutest little oh, she was a beautiful girl. And the dad said that not all lilac bushes smell. And I did not know that. All lilac bushes smell. Didn't smell. Because they have like 5 and like 2 of them do and 3 of them don't or something like that. But the lavender is real good too. Oh yeah. Yep. And then this one, I don't know which one. See, I don't say like, oh, this was my favorite, because my taste changed so much that I'm like, oh, I like this one. And then later I'll like this one more. And tomorrow I'll like this one better. But this one smells really good. Sage pine lotion. Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. I should put some on. I never put. See, I've been trying to take better care of myself, because I do all this stuff. Like, we soak mom. We all do all this stuff for mom, and I forget to do the same stuff for me. So like the other day, I was looking at my feet, because the Air Force ruined my feet. It ruined my feet from just being soaked all the time. Ruined it. But even though I'd wear 2 pairs of socks, and that's why it's so important. I understand ooh, that feels like kind of zesty. Ooh, emollients. Now I smell like a freaking campfire. Fireside. Yep. Anyway, where was I? Stanley, where was I? Oh, did you protect me? Huh? You know your window's open? God, he is such a cool cat, man. I forgot what I was going to say. So tired of litter. Yeah, that's why I'm like, dude, I need to get a truck, and I could just go down and freaking pick up garbage. I would. There's so many things. I have so many ideas that could really, really help make this community rad. And it doesn't fucking cost anything. It's all, hey, I'll do this if you do this. You do this to help me do this, I'll do this. You know? People have been doing it wrong. So, I mean, I saw an article early. Oh, that's what the article was about, blowing up shit and rockets in space from New Mexico. It's like, dude, your roads are shit. Your roads are shit. There's homeless people, and there's only 2.3 million people in this state. So, what the fuck are, you know? But you also open-armedly freaking welcome Epstein and his ranch. That creeps me out, So, but don't let them ruin it. Don't let them ruin it, right? Oh, I didn't finish that thought. And then I should probably get going. Is that the more energy... I don't think that people necessarily have to spend their time like being completely devoted to God and because that's just me. But if I'm living my life for God in the spirit of the Holy Spirit, then hopefully that will transmute whatever freaking wicked tree I come across. Because it's about to get wicked. And I don't need to match calamity with calamity anymore. I'm getting too old. Plus, I've been doing sets, and I'm a short little freaking middle-aged chick with muscles. People leave me alone. I don't know, but people said I was scary my whole life. My brother's like, you scare me. I'm like, you're fucking 6 foot. You beat my ass. How am I scary? I think I scare people because I'm so fucking intuitive and I can dial in on them, and then. But see, that's bad karma, so I don't do that. I really try not to do that. It's not good to freaking even put yourself in the space of other people's energy without permission, really. Sometimes I miss people, so I wonder how they're doing. Like my buddy Fred, because I've been at Fred's house, worked on his computer, you know. No, I don't have to wonder what he's doing because I've seen him do it, That's like being there to me. But people take things literal, and yes, this stuff happens literally too. But more and more people will open their eyes to how energy and because I always believe that dreams are our spirits in higher dimensions, and our bodies are freaking going through the cellular freaking car wash every night. If you're in a and if you go into dimensions and frequencies that are of a healing space, we can heal ourselves from a lot of stuff. Oh, the things that are supposed to change, right? So, Keegan she and Jesse's voter are my best friends I've never met. They both are. It's like I feel like I've already I already know them. Like there are a couple of them that I felt like, because I felt like there's been people I've met or I've seen online in life. I'm like, I'm gonna know them, and I've known them. Obi Dog Journey, Nora, his person. She hates me, but we had some fun for a while. We hung out one time in Omaha, one time in San Francisco, and then one time in the coast of northern Oregon coast. So I think the positive is outweighed the negative, and that's all I'm trying to do in this life is add more to this world than I take. Because you have all these stars, these sports stars. People are figuring it out. I just think everyone needs to go listen to Zach Hubbard. Zach K. Hubbard. What is it? Geometry Effect Sports 22 and Geometry Effect News 22. Which one is it? I can't remember. He's had 20 freaking channels taken down. Just from being right. He ain't 100%, and he knows he's not 100%. And he's funny. He cracks me up, dude. He's in cancer, so he gets really passionate. I think I'm trying to figure out, because I'm starting to get the patterns of people, like how they act in the cycles of like what's going on in the sky, But I ain't gonna be nobody's retrograde. Well, I did make a comment on somebody's page, but I mean, I'm not gonna be like in somebody's inbox from my past, is what I'm saying. I ain't gonna know it. You aren't gonna trust. Nobody has to worry. They're not gonna hear from me this season, this retrograde season. Fireside. I don't see that. That sounds good too. You never been to a party? I've thrown some cool surprise parties too. Nailed it, pulled it off. I just like freaking making people happy, man. And I like all the details, that go into it, all the way down to the food. That's why I was like, if I ever got married, I'd do the cake, I'd do the flowers, I do it all the stuff myself, because I just, it seems I wouldn't do it any other way, I don't think. It'd be hard for me to not go around and be the photographer at my own wedding, too. I'd still have my camera around. That's cool. Yeah, dude, the veil is thin. The veil is very thin, dude. See, but this stuff I've seen my whole entire life. I had my first encounter. What's an encounter? People will counter your encounter because they've never encountered theirs. So dispute because of their frame of reference. All these frames of references are about to merge. A lot of these people are just going to have the same. See, I was a little girl growing up in Reading. I would stay up at night being scared that Mount Shasta was going to erupt and we would be washed away, or Shasta Dam would break and we would be washed away. That, you know, and I'm sure that there is a world that exists that has happened. It's always a yet. Hasn't happened yet. So life's crazy. I wonder how it's going to be crazy for me. I don't like stress. Like with Luna, you know, it's like I get through the situation. I handle it. I'm like Marge, you know, I handle some shit. Well, let me reiterate. God has given me the power and the strength and conviction to get me to the point that I am now. So I know I forget to say that sometimes. My heart space is there. Well, I'll throw a party, Jessica. I'll invite you one day. Yeah, the stuff that we're gonna see. See, because I think that I don't know how to explain it. There's only so many experiences that a human being can have. There's like really, you can have like a shitty childhood experience or a good childhood experience, right? There's only like so many. Like if you had a Gantt chart of like how things went out, you know, and Gantt charts. I don't know. I just pictured a Gantt chart is like how that's what I use as astrology. That's how I help navigate my life with astrology. Is I see potentials of energy, and I'm like, I could do this or I could do this. What are you gonna do? Kind of thing. So, God, astrology is so useful. But there's only so many situations and experiences that people can share, have, you know, and there's so much division on this planet right now because there's so many people that haven't had something horrific happen, like real serious trauma, and some of us have had repeated. You know, like I didn't know what PTSD was until I was in the Air Force. And they were always trying to clinically diagnose Mom with something, but they never could. She, you know, I think she was just psychic. But anyway, she's just madly or happily intuitive, you know. Anyway. So it's like we're coming down to a scope where more and more, like especially this last year, because 2019, when 1817, the eclipse in Salem happened, that's when I really started tracking astrology. And so I knew that 2020 was going to be weird. I was just like, I kept asking God, how are you going to do it, G? How are you going to do it, big guy? How are you going to make the whole planet have the same experience? And then lo and behold, sure as shit, this whole thing, and it gave pretty much the whole planet had the same experience. It just kind of shut down, so people fell into their fear. What this was supposed to be is the time that people use it as the butterfly and the little cocoon. So we should have been like becoming a better version of ourselves given the opportunity. But how many people just freaking got just lazy and just let themselves go? Not me. Not this time around. Maybe next time around. But I hope to help, encourage people to get out and get moving. I love it. I love driving down the road and seeing people out and about and stuff like that. But shit's gonna get weird, dude. Because we ain't even been in the hot month. So you're going to have all this cooped up energy from this last year and a half, and then you're going to add the heat to it? Combustion. Look at the weather. I got weather. There's thunderstorms like all over. There's like big temperature differences. It was like 80 or 90 the other day, and now it's 50 in Chicago or something like that. So it's like these huge. I just see the pistons in the engine, Anyway, these huge variances, and that makes energy extra kinetic, and people don't handle that energy very well unless they're very well grounded. I'm gonna go put my feet in the dirt here in a little bit, as my saving grace is Mother Nature. And hopefully this weekend I'll get out sometime. I want to go out to the gorge out there, take some pictures, because there's all kinds of places. Now that I got an AC for Mom and the dogs, I don't have to, and it's not really hot here. That's the thing. Like, I got weather warnings from Sacramento and Redding. They both, and see, that's the 40th parallel. Redding, or is it Sacramento? I can't remember which one. Redding. Let's see. Omaha's 50 degrees, 52. See, Redding's 93. Here it's 72. Oh. So they do actually have storms here. Nothing like a Nebraska Midwestern storm, though. There's like, now that I've lived on all these different parts of the country, I'm like, okay, I gotta go visit the East Coast, though. I gotta visit the East Coast and see what that's about. So one day, if God wants me to. Otherwise, I won't. It's always about, gee, what do you want me to be, gee? Where do you want me to be? I'm like the hippie Poppins. I'm just gonna, instead of spoonfuls of sugar, I'm gonna just hand out my little can of cookies, and I want to get one of those Levo 2s and start making gummies too. Yeah. Yep. Because if people start healing their physical pain, then the emotional pain is easier to freaking deal with, is what I have found to be true.